Okay, hello, my friend. Hopefully that you are doing great. So in this lesson, I want to share you how to run our test case in parallel. So just want to go back here in the test suite. We have two test suites here, but actually, um, it seems the test suites in Catalan Studio, that means you can group a group of, test function or something like that. And we have another thing related to the test suite collection, and that is the way we view group. Many test cases related to the functionality to some test level, so smart test or regression test. Okay, so I just want to adjust a little first. So for example, we will say that we have login with correct credential and incorrect credential test cases here. They are under the test suite for authentication. Okay, and this one for something else, maybe like let me try to do something like it's not exactly like that, but let me try to put something like task management or something like that. Okay, so let me try to create a new test suite here with the name, for example, authentication. So that means I have authentication test suite here for authentication test cases. Okay, so let me try to add the login for incorrect credential and login with correct credential here. I hit OK, and then I hit on the save button. I just want to delete those things. Okay, just want to delete them on. Yes, and the second test suite is the test suite for example for the function related to task management. I hit enter, and then after that I want to add the test case, test iframe here into the test suite, okay, and then I hit save all button again. So basically, you have two new test suites, authentication function and task management. There's a typo, but it doesn't matter. Okay, let me try to rename it. So you should replace the H here with K. Okay, so just hit enter and then save it again. So now this is two new test suites that we have, and then I want to create a new thing that is test suites collection. You see here, test suites collection. So I will name it as smart test here, smart test suites collection. Okay. So I want to try to add all of the test cases related to the smart test suites level here into this one, and I will try to arrange to run all of the test cases inside in parallel. Okay, so how can I do it? So after you create a new test suite collection here, you click on the Add button. So it will show you the test suite browser dialog here. So it will list all of the test suites that you have already have inside. Okay, so now I can select for the authentication and the task management. Because, for example, if you consider for authentication and task management, that is something very important to my application. And I want to run it as smart test before the release to make sure everything is okay, the main functions work properly before I release my application. Okay, after that, I hit enter. So now if you look at the top here, you can see this is the execution mode. We can execution sequential, so that means you can execute one by one test cases inside here, or you can execute it in parallel, and you can set the mass concurrence instances here. So by default it's 8, but let me try to put into 4 because I'm running on a single machine, and 8 is something like too much for related to regarding to the machine performance. So I just want to reduce it to 4 here. So after that, I hit on the Save All button here, and you can expand it or collapse it here. So if you try to click on the Run With here, you can see you can select what is the browser type that you want to run against that test level. Okay, so I just select a term here and I hit OK here. Okay, and you can select the profile as well. So I would like to select the smart test because I'm using some global variable there, right? So this is the smart test suite collection, so that's why we need to select the smart test. So for example, you have something like a regression test or a staging test or something like that. It depends on you. I mean, different environments. So you can create many execution profiles that I already said you here. And then at the time you create a test suite collection, you can select the profile here against that test suite, okay? Then you hit on the save button again. So now let me try to explain a little more. So when we run in parallel, so that means in each test suite, it will be just one test case at a time to run. But totally, for example, if you have 4 test suites here in this test suite collection, it will be 1, 2, 3, 4, and each test case in each test suite to run a time. It doesn't mean, so totally you can see here, we have 3 test cases here and 1 test case here in the second one. So that means when I select the match concurrent instances 4 here, so you will see it just run through, not 3. Why? Because it will be 1 here and 1 here. And because we don't have any other test suite, so it will not big anymore. Okay, it doesn't mean that it will try to spout all of the test cases that we have. Okay. So now, after you hit the Save All button, so if you want to execute the smart test suite collection here in parallel here, and then you can see the execute button here, okay? So you hit on the execute button. So now it will launch for you 2 browser sessions in parallel because we have just 2 test suites here under the test suite collection, okay? So it's open the first one, open the second one. So maximum here, you can see we just have 2 browser sessions at a time to run it. Yeah. And then just wait a moment for it to collect the test report for us. Okay. So if you click on the result here, so you can see it's complete. The status is complete, and the failed test is 0. Okay, and this is the first test suite and the second test suite here. So just go back to the main here, and we can have the status inside here. So you can see the step listing here. All of them are successfully execution. Okay. So this is the way we create a new test suite collection, and then we will put inside that test suite collection many test suites, okay? And then if you want to run it in parallel, it's very easy. You just need to set the match concurrent instance here, and you can select the browser type that you want against that test suite, and you can select the execution profile here as well, and then you can run it. So try to practice yourself, explore around, okay? Bye for now and see you in the next lesson.